Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Paramatmane Satatameka-rupine Dasharupine Shatasahasra-rupine Avikarine Sputamananta-rupine Sukhachit Samasthanave Namo Namaha. Paramatmane Satatameka-rupine Dasharupine Shatasahasra-rupine Pranamame Hegrivam Avikarine Sputamananta-rupine Srimad-Ananda-tirthare Namo Namaha. Paramatmane Satatameka-rupine Dasharupine Shatasahasra-rupine Hegrivam Avikarine Sputamananta-rupine Namaste Srimad-Ananda-tirthare Namo Namaha. Sri Vallabhacharya, Namaste He spread the light of Sri Krishna Bhakti throughout the Vraja region, and today his Bhakti Pantha resonates across the globe. To truly appreciate his legacy, it is essential that we reflect upon his life, his achievements, and his core teachings. Today, we celebrate his Jayanti through a special lecture titled Sri Vallabhacharya and his Philosophy of Krishna Bhakti, which is jointly organized by Purnaprajna Samshodhana Mandiram, Bengaluru, and Sri Vallabhacharya Vidyapita, Halol. To guide us in this endeavor, we are profoundly honored to have with us Acharya Veeranarayana Pandurangi, the director of the Purnaprajna Samshodhana Mandiram and founder of the Krishna Bhakti Pitha. He is an eminent scholar possessing an unimaginable deep understanding of both Indian and Western philosophies. As Bharatamuni states in the Natya Shastra, Ekasyapi navaishakyam antam gnanarnavasyahi gantum kim punaranyesham gnananam artha tattvataha. It is impossible to reach the end of the ocean of even a single branch of knowledge, let alone grasping the true essence of others. However, one might say this ancient statement finds a rare exception in Acharya, whose keen intellect has mastered the vast array of Siddhantas that exist today. And also, we should not forget that he is at the forefront of spreading awareness about Sri Krishna Bhakti among the people through his Krishna Bhakti Pitha. It is with great reverence that I cordially welcome Acharya Veeranarayana Pandurangi on behalf of Purnaprajna Samshodhana Mandiram Bengaluru and Sri Vallabhacharya Vidyapita Halol, and I request him to enlighten us with his thoughts on Sri Vallabhacharya. And I also extend a warm and hearty welcome to our entire audience listening to us online today. Acharya, I request you to begin the speech.
किरात हुणांध्र पुलिंद पुल्कसाः आभीरकंकाः यवनाः शकादयः अन्ये च पापाः यदपाश्रयाश्रयात् शुध्यन्ति तस्मै प्रभविष्णवे नमः। यो विप्रलम्भ विपरीतमतिप्रभूत वादान् निरस्य कृतवान् भवितत्ववादम् भुवि भक्तियोगं सर्वेश्वरो हरिर्ति प्रतिपादयन्तम् आनन्दतीर्थमुनिवर्यमहं नमामि। जयत श्री वल्लभार्यो जयति च विठ्ठलेश्वरः प्रभुः श्रीमान् पुरुषोत्तमश्च तैर्निर्दिष्टा पुष्टिपद्धतिर्जयति। Today is a very auspicious Varotini Ekadashi, Chaitra Krishna Ekadashi for the South people and Vaishaka Krishna Ekadashi for the Vikrama Samvatsara. And it is the auspicious Jayanti of Sri Vallabhacharya. We thought with this aim of delivering a lecture on Vallabhacharya, you would have some kind of knowledge about his philosophy and understand his philosophy of devotion. That's why we have organized this session. I welcome all of you for the session. So as a fact well known, the Vaishnava Bhakti Siddhanta is a well-known feature of Vaidika Sampradaya. The whole Veda itself is the Vaishnava Sampradaya. It reflects Vaidika Sampradaya, Vaishnava Sampradaya, full of Vishnu Bhakti. So there is no need to see this Vaishnava Bhakti Sampradaya as a as of later origin, not in the being not found in the Vedic tradition like that. That's why Vedescha Sarvaihi Ahameyo Vedya Vedantakrit Veda Videvacha. All these Vedas and Upanishads, they say, Ekam Sadvipraha Bahudha Vadanti Agnim Yamam Matarishwanamahu. And who is that one person? That one person, Ekam Sat, that one is the Vishnu himself. And our aim in this world is to have Vishnu Bhakti, understand his Mahima, and do sadhana and reach him. That is the aim of our life. That's why we are born here. There is no other purpose of our life. We are not simply born to eat and die. So the Vishnu Bhakti philosophy is very much part of the Vedic philosophy. Yajna vai Vishnu. Vishnu himself is Yajna. There is no separate Yajna from Vishnu. This is what Yajurveda says. So there is no need to see separate Vedic philosophy separated from Vedic dharma. It is part of, it is Vedic dharma itself. This Vishnu Bhakti is Vedic dharma itself. But still, there were so many disruptions in the Sampradaya. Again, there were Buddhist people who interpreted Vedas in different ways. Nayayikas, Vaisheshikas, Sankhyas, and all other people, they interpreted Vedas in different ways. Not to mention the Mimamsakas, who are the primary interpreters of Vedas, and many other commentators of Vedas, and also Upanishads and all other allied Vedic literature. These people, they interpreted Vedas in their own way. So no more these Vedas were deemed to be associated with Vishnu. No more Vishnu was projected there. People thought Vishnu is not there. This is the way of understanding of many people. So the Vaidika Vaishnava Marga was again was in dark for many centuries, or maybe many thousand years. We don't know exact timeline. To bridge this gap of understanding of humans who are destined towards greater life, many people descended on this earth and they paved the way of humans understand the Vedic literature. Though Puranas and Mahabharata, Ramayana, they are all full of Vishnu Bhakti, very older tradition, but philosophically or practically, this Vishnu Bhakti saw many downs. So many great Acharyas, they descended on this earth. Ramanujacharya, Nimbarka Acharya, Madhvacharya, Vallabhacharya, Vishnu Swami Acharya. So many great people, they descended on this earth and resurrected the Vedic philosophy of Vishnu Bhakti. That's why it is said that though in South India we have only 3 Sampradayas now, the Advaita Sampradaya, though which is also very much Vaishnava, but because of their adherence to the Mayavada, and they were not following the Pancharatras and other Puranas for the Vaishnava Dharma, daily rituals of Vaishnavism. Though they are Vaishnava, they are not considered as Vaishnava, but as in the South India we have the Ramanujacharya's tradition and Madhvacharya's tradition. And there is a mention of Vishnu Swami tradition in the South. The 1661 grant of Rangaraya for Vishnu Swami Matha is found. And there is another mention of Vishnu Swami Matha in Mysore Vadaya's grant also. But still not very much is known in South India for about the Vishnu Swami Sampradaya. Both Ramanujacharya Sampradaya and Madhvacharya Sampradayas are well known. And there was Yadav Prakasha Sampradaya also. But later on, it is absent in the present day. When Ramanujacharya himself, he confronted the Yadav Prakasha philosophy. No more it is seen. And in the, especially with North India, we have Nimbarkacharya Sampradaya, Ramanujacharya Sampradaya also very much present all over the places. And Ramanandacharya Sampradaya and Vallabhacharya Sampradaya, and later on Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Sampradaya, which is known as Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya, Vrindavan and other areas, and in Bengal also. So these 4 Sampradayas are called as Chatus Sampradaya. So the Chatus Sampradaya means Sri Brahma Rudra Sanaka. These are the 4 Devatas who started this Sampradaya. These are all called as Chatus Sampradaya. So it is thought that रामानुजं श्रीः स्वीचक्रे मध्वाचार्यं चतुर्मुखः श्री विष्णुस्वामिनं रुद्रः डिम्बादित्यं चतुस्सनः. Ramanujacharya Sampradaya is emanating from Lakshmi, and Madhvacharya Sampradaya is coming from Chaturmukha Brahma, and Vishnu Swami Sampradaya is starting with Sri Rudra, and Sanakadi Sampradaya, Sanakadi is Sanaka Sanandana, etc. They started with Nimbarkacharya. So these are the old four Sampradayas. So it seems that according to this shloka, the Vishnu Swami Sampradaya was also very much prevalent in South India, because all of the Ramanujacharya, Madhvacharya, Vishnu Swami and Nimbarkacharya, they're all from South India. So from these four Sampradayas, these four Sampradayas are continued in North India through the Ramanujacharya Sampradaya is continued as more or less, though there are many different opinions. Many people claim that it is totally different. Ramanandacharya Sampradaya is different, but many people they accept that Ramanandacharya Sampradaya is coming from Ramanujacharya, and Chaitanya Sampradaya is coming from Madhvacharya Sampradaya. So they share the Siddhantas and all other things. And Vishnu Swami Sampradaya is continued by Vallabhacharya. So this is the, and Swayam Vallabhacharya Sampradaya is also there. So these are the four Sampradayas which are more prevalent in North India. But Ramanujacharya Sampradaya is also very much there. So this is the current scenario. We don't know much about Vishnu. What was the original place of Vishnu Swami? So, but much himself, Vallabhacharya himself, he has mentioned many times that Vishnu Swami Matanuvarti Vallabhadikshita Virachite Shastrartha Kathanam Nam Prathamam Prakaranam. And himself he has made mention, he mentions of himself being Vishnu Swami Matanuvarti there in different letters and different mentions of him in for different Purohitas. So Vallabhacharya is himself as deemed as Vishnu Swami Matanuvarti, and sometimes it is also mentioned that he is following Bilva Mangala also, Bilva Mangalacharya. Somewhere it is written, but not mentioned by Vallabhacharya himself or in his works or the biography of Vallabhacharya. But this Bilva Mangala is also very interesting part of the history, but much of about him is neglected. He is Anantashayana Mahatmya states that he was in Tirunantapura, a native of Tulunadu, part of Karnataka. Later on, he was worshipping Krishna, and later on he shifted to Tirunantapura to worship Krishna there as Ananta Padmanabha. So he is a Vaishnava sadhu, but many people think that he also followed Advaita Sampradaya. More interesting is Madhvacharya's one very small work. It is the smallest work of Madhvacharya. It is claimed, many people, they claim it is work of Madhvacharya. It is a one sentence, Bilva Mangala Sadhu. And there is a commentary also on this work. on this one sentence work. Of course, Madhvacharya's every sentence is a work, but this one sentence has been deemed as a work, Bilomangala Sadhu, and it is thought that this Bilomangala is mentioned here in this sentence. So even if we give up the Bilomangala, but there must be very much relation of Vishnu Swami Sampradaya and Vallabhacharya, because himself, Vallabhacharya, himself, he received many of the teachings of Vishnu Swami Sampradaya also. When that will come later on. So the lineage of Vallabhacharya is from South India, Telugu speaking Brahmanas, and his forefathers, many of them performed many Somayagas. So they were, and one of his forefathers was given a vara by Sakshat Agnideva that they will perform 100 Somayagas and a great descendant will be born there. He will resurrect the Vaishnava Dharma. So accordingly, after so much of Somayagas in this family, Vallabhacharya's father, Lakshmana Bhatta Suri, Lakshmana Acharya, Srimal Lakshmana Surya Yan Namakila Abhishtadam Tasmai Tata Mahashayaya Haraye Purvo Namasiddhaye. He said that Lakshmana Suri is the father of Vallabhacharya, and himself he has made this reference in his Subodhini. So the Lakshmana Suri himself, he proceeded to Tirtha Yatra to various places in North India. So there are many different accounts of Vallabhacharya's birth in different places. Sometimes they claim that he was born in the Champaranya. Sometimes he is claimed to be born in near Varanasi. And also there is mention of himself being born on the banks of Chandrabhaga Nadi. So it is possible on different Chandrabhaga rather than this Chandrabhaga near Pandharpur. But himself, he was a very being son of a great father, great scholar, Lakshmanacharya, Lakshmana Bhatta. The follower of Krishna Yajurveda Taittiriya Shakha, who had performed many yajnas. That's why they were all Dikshitas. That's why Vallabhacharya also, he performed yajnas. That's why he is also called as Dikshita, Vallabha Dikshita. But he himself, he assumed the role of a great Acharya. That's why he is called as Vallabhacharya. And from very young age, he had the blessings of Agni, Sakshat Agni. So it is claimed, and himself he has said, Vallabhacharya himself he has said, Artham tasya vivechitam nahi vibhuhu Vaishwanarad Vakpatehe. Anyaha. This Bhagavata's meaning cannot be understood by anybody else other than Agni, who is Vakpati, because Mukhad Agnischa. So Agni was born from, he came from the mouth of this Parabrahma. That's why Agni is the Adhipati of Vak. That's why he is Mukhad Indrascha Agnischa. That's why Vaishwanarad Vakpatehe Anyaha Tasya Artham Vivechitam Nahi Prabhu. That's why he said that He is sent by Sakshat Vishnu to propagate the Vaishnava Dharma. Anyastatra vidhaya manushatanam mam vyasat Shripatihi. Shripati himself has ordered him to descend on this earth to resurrect or to propagate the Vaishnava Dharma. Datvajnancha kripavalokanapatuho yasmadatoham muda gudhartham prakatekaromi bahudha vyasasya Vishnu priyam. That's why, because of the order of Vishnu himself, I am going to reveal the very secret meanings of Srimad Bhagavata. So it is his pratigna in the Subodhini. So himself, being the avatar of Agni, he was very much in right to write commentaries on different shastras and also on the different parts of Vedic literature. It was his duty that he wrote all these works. And from the very young age, he started learning under his father all the shastras. And also, it is said that in his Vallabha Digvijaya, it is claimed, it is said that Madhavendra Yatindrat Vaishnava Shastrani Samagrahit. He was taught Vaishnava Shastras by one Madhavendra Yati, Madhavendra Tirtha. Madhavendra Yatindra, exactly not known. Madhavendra Yatindrat Vaishnava Shastrani Samagrahit. And there are many other teachers, Andhraha Vishnuchit and Tirumalariha, he is also Andhra, and Dravidaha Vishnu Sampradaya Narayana. So these are all different Acharyas mentioned in the Vallabha Digvijaya who have taught him. And later on, he went for Digvijaya all over India for many times. 3 times he traveled across India to propagate Vaishnava Dharma. And with his vast knowledge and his influence over different parts of India, now the very important section of the society is following the Vaishnava Dharma, mainly in the central India, in the Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, and Maharashtra, and especially Gujarat, Rajasthan, and all other places. This is called as Shuddhadvaita or Sakar Brahmavada, and also Pushtimarg. What is the importance of the philosophy of Pushtimarg and how it Hmm. Hi, Vadan. I hope somebody will be there to
I am here, sir. I am here. I am
show
here.
your face.
Yes,
I
yes.
cannot speak to
Okay, okay, sir. Okay, I
Sonia.
am here and showing my face also.
So, what is the importance of this philosophy and how it differs from all other things? Whereas Shankaracharya's philosophy is all about Maya, this Parabrahman himself showing up in different ways. Vivarta Upadana. Parabrahman is one, but he is showing himself in different ways, which are the forms and the names, everything he is getting, but all these forms, they are all unreal. They are all only shown because of the Maya. That is the understanding of Shankaracharya school. That's why it is called as Mayavada. Whereas Madhvacharya says that it is all parinam of the Prakriti. It is the transformation of the Prakriti. The whole world is real one, created by Vishnu, and it is the transformation of the Prakriti. So Prakriti itself has taken different forms. So the whole world is real one. There is no possibility of unreality. So that is the Madhvacharya's way of understanding this thing. And Nayayikas and all other people, they accept this world as the creation of the formation of the atoms only. All the atoms, they have joined together and they have made the world. This is the view of Nayayikas. And Sankhyas, they have got Vaidika Prakriya, Mahat Ahankara, and all other way. And Madhvacharya's philosophy also accepts the same way. The Prakriti itself takes different forms, Mahatattva, Ahankara Tattva, and different Pancha Tanmatra, Pancha Bhutas, and there is Panchikarana, and then this whole world is created. Now, that is the way of understanding of Madhvacharya and Shankaracharya and all other people. Whereas, according to Vallabhacharya, this is Sakara Brahmavada. So, Sakara Brahmavada means it is a Brahman himself is taking the form of this Jagat. And Brahman has got so capacities, different capacities, so he can suppress some of the things in some places. So he has taken the form of whole world that he has taken the form of the whole world. So whole world is Brahman himself. Though Brahman is one and same, he manifests some of the capacities in some things. So some of the things, they look different from others. That is the capacity. Achintya swaswarupabhutaya nana bhavana shaktya. He makes things look different. And it is also same about jivas. What is the stature of jivas according to Shankaracharya's Advaitavada and Madhvacharya's Dvaitavada? Is the Brahman, there is only one Brahman, and he looks like different jivas because of avidya. It is the Shankaracharya's view, whereas Madhvacharya says jivas are totally different, and these jivas, they achieve moksha through the bhakti. Now they are all tied by this prakriti bandha. When they realize the Parabrahman, they get the sakshatkara of Vishnu, then they will be able to understand or achieve the moksha, release from this prakriti bandha. Whereas Vallabhacharya, he says, these are all jivas are also manifestation of the Brahman himself. So he has taken different forms now. Because of his ichha, their swarupa is all tirohita. With the Krishna Bhakti, all their swarupas will be manifest and they will be able to achieve the moksha. So they have different kinds of jivas. Some of them are pushti jivas who have the capacities to achieve the moksha, whereas others are pravaha jivas and maryada jivas. So they have different capacities and accordingly they will achieve their goals. Some of them may not be able to achieve the goals at all. Only pushti jivas who have the innate capacity to achieve the moksha, they will be able to achieve the moksha. So this is the view of seeing the jiva, view of Vallabhacharya about the jivas. Jivas, they are all of different forms and different capacities, but they are all part of Parabrahman. That's why it is Sakara Brahmavada. Though both Jagat and Brahman, these jivas, they are all Brahman himself. That's why it is called as Shuddhadvaita. Only Brahman is there. That's why it is called as Shuddhadvaita. But they reject the philosophy of Maya, Advaita, whereas Advaita says everything is illusion. But it is not illusion according to the philosophy of Vallabhacharya. It is Brahman's desire for Leela. That's why, because of his desire for having Leela in so many ways, he has taken different forms and different shades, and he has created this world. And this whole world is the manifestation of this Parabrahman. So when we are in this samsara because of his ichha, we are not able to see the reality. When we worship Krishna, then certainly we will be able to achieve the moksha. It is the philosophy. And what is the upasya? Upasya is the only one Vishnu. One Krishna is the upasya according to the philosophy of Vallabhacharya. That is very interesting and very important feature of the Vallabhacharya's philosophy. Ekam Shastram Devaki Putra Geetam. Eko Devo Devaki Putra Eva. There are many Shastras and many ways of worshipping the Krishna everywhere. But here in the philosophy of Vallabhacharya, it is Ekam Shastram Devaki Putra Geetam. What is the Devaki Putra's Shastra? It is Bhagavad Gita, or it may be also Srimad Bhagavata also. The elaboration of the Bhagavad Gita. Eko Devaha Devaki Putra Eva. And Devaki Putra is the only one Devata, and he is to be worshipped. Mantropyekah tasya namani yani karmapyekam tasya devasya seva. This is the ego mantra. Reciting his mantra, reciting his name itself is the mantra. Sri Krishna, his name is the Sri Krishna. Maybe different ways of calling Krishna, Gopinatha, Brajadesha, Brajavallabha, Yadunatha. So many names are there. So reciting his names itself is the mantra. We don't need much more mantras in this very difficult Kali Yuga. So mantropyekah tasya namani yani karmapyekam tasya devasya seva. The very important aspect of this is the seva of God. We need to worship Krishna in our with all the possibilities, all the things that we have, with all our money, swatanu, vitta, dharadhihi, sarvaihi, sevyah Sri Krishna. Whereas all other philosophies, they emphasize much on the sarvasvatyaga and viraga, vairagya, going to the forest or taking sannyasa and abstaining from this samsara. But Vallabhacharya's philosophy, of course, you can be here in this samsara and do worship Krishna with all your wealth and mind and all your body and all your relatives, whatever you possess. With all these things, you need to do seva of Krishna. And what is kind of seva that one can do for Krishna? So everybody is doing seva of Krishna. In Udupi, they are also doing seva of Krishna, and elsewhere in different places, Ramanujacharya's philosophy, there are many famous temples of Krishna, like in Manargudi and all other places. But what is the important feature of this Krishna worship is they worship Krishna as their family member. They look like him as a member of the family. He is a son of the family. Especially the Vittalanatha, he always looked Krishna as the son of himself. So Krishna has taken form of a Gopalaka here in this world. Why he has taken this form? Because he wants to give some kind of ananda to all of the people. It is one of the easiest form to worship him, get him pleased, offer him whatever we have. Like we do worship Krishna in Udupi with various Nivedan. It is very important to worship Krishna with the Chapan Bhoga. Daily we need to offer him 56 kinds of Naivedya. So he will, because he is a small boy and it is our duty to submit whatever we have, and with all the convenience and with all the facilities that we have, we need to serve him. That's why this serving Krishna as a child and as like a human, Ashtayama Seva from the morning to the way that he gets into sleep, we need to worship him different ways, whatever the possible way. They treat him like a living man, living boy. That's why if it is summers, then we cannot simply put him with all these things we need to give him very lighter clothes, and the things that don't bother, that don't create much heat on him, on his body. In the winters, it is very harsh in North India, so they offer shawls and things and food that create some heat. That's why he is treated like a human being. Though this kind of concept is there in everywhere, even Vallabhacharya and Chaitanya Sampradaya and all other North India, more or less everybody, they observe, all of the people observe such kinds of practices. South India, it is not very much prevalent because of the weather or condition is almost same all over the year. So are the different ways of expressing their bhakti. So, but it is very intimate relation. They treat Krishna as a family member and worship him. That's why Vallabhacharya's emphasis on the Swagraha Seva. Not many temples are there. So the God should be worshipped in their own homes with all their facilities. The worship is not for others. Worship is for themselves. That is very important aspect. I am worshipping Krishna means it is for my sake. It is not for the sake of others. Not all the people will come and do pradakshina and all other things. It is not open for the public. Not for the public, especially for those who don't believe him, don't believe in Krishna or his supremacy or his those who don't take diksha. So such things are there in the very as the core of philosophy. So and Ananyashraya, once you get into Krishna, you surrender to Krishna, you need not look into the other aspects of other devatas or other forms of Krishna also. So you are worshipping Krishna means you are surrendered to him. Normally, there is no need to go for other forms of Vishnu also. Whereas in our Dvaita Sampradaya, we worship different kinds of Vishnu Murtis, because it is our it is the Adesh of Madhvacharya, it is our belief, or it is the Shastra Sampradaya that God is same everywhere. Narasimha, Krishna, Rama, Parashurama, everything is same for us. All the forms are same for us. So we don't have much distinction about different forms of Vishnu. So we have different temples for different devatas. Many mathas have different devatas. One has got Narasimha, one has got Kaliamardana, one has got Rama. So another one has got Bhuvaraha, Hayagriva. So many different types of devatas or the Sri Vigrahas of Vishnu are worshipped in Dvaita Sampradaya. But mostly Vallabhacharya Sampradaya considers that there should be Krishna. That's why Eko Devaha, Devaki Putra Eva. Different forms of Devaki Putra. That is also very the form of Krishna of a very younger age. For example, Nathadwara, they worship the Govardhana Natha, who is upholding the Govardhana Giri. And many time in many different homes and havelis and also temples, there are different ways of, some maybe there are some temples of Vithala also. but mostly it is Vitala is also form of Krishna only. So it is the love for Krishna. You see only Krishna everywhere. That is the kind of intense upasana paddhati. So there, though Jnana Marga, all the devatas, all the different forms of Vishnu are same. There's no distinction. But still, upasana paddhati, they follow the one Krishna everywhere. That is very one interesting and fascinating and easy for the people. You have got different kinds of Vishnu. That means your mind is wandering here and there. Sometimes even Dvaita Sampradaya people say we cannot go to Tirupati because we are all the servants of Narasimha. So those people who have got Narasimha as their Kuladevata cannot visit Tirupati also, or having darshan of Srinivasa. Somebody has to pay for your travel. Such things have crept in our Sampradaya also. So it means you are thinking the Srinivasa is different and this Narasimha is different. Actually, it is against the theory of Madhvacharya. God is same everywhere. Though we see this stone idols everywhere, but our aim should be to see the Chinmaya Murti of Vishnu everywhere. So according to Madhvacharya, Madhvacharya has established Krishna Vigraha in Udupi as an easy way of understanding or worshipping Vishnu, because it is a very ancient idol. According to Madhvacharya also, Krishna is very important. That's why he has established Krishna Vigraha in Udupi. Because this is the very, Krishna avatar is nearest to the Kali Yuga. So Krishna himself is present in this Kali Yuga to protect these people in the form of the Bhagavata himself, and also as himself as being in the Govardhana Giri, and also all over the India, he is present because he is so near to the Kali Yuga. Himself, he is there always. That's why Madhvacharya has written a detailed commentary on Srimad Bhagavata, and also he has commented upon the Srimad Mahabharata. In his Mahabharata Tatvara Nirnaya. So he has made these things clear. But nevertheless, Madhvacharya did not limit himself to one form of Vishnu. He has given different idols to different Shishyas. So that kind of variety also, in one way, it is also very beautiful. We worship, we enjoy the different forms of Krishna, see the unity and abheda of Krishna everywhere. That is one way. But the more easiest way, maybe worshipping Krishna everywhere. That is the easiest way. In that way, Vallabhacharya's philosophy is very important. And what is, I'll finish in a little while. What is the importance of Madhvacharya and relation between Madhvacharya and Vallabhacharya? So Vallabhacharya is one of the Vidyaguru. He is called as Madhavendra Yatindat Vaishnava Shastrani Samagrahit. So he is one Madhavendra Yati who taught him Vaishnava Shastras. And also at the end of his avatara, Vallabhacharya took sannyasa from Madhavendra Tirtha. Tataha Madhva Sampradayi Bhagavad Anugrahitah Madhavendra Yatihi Samagataha. Tanmukhat sannyasa dharmaha shrutaha Purnanandeti cha nama kritam. So Vallabhacharya took sannyasa from one Madhavendra Tirtha, was follower of the Madhvacharya Sampradaya. So both his Vidya Guru and his Ashrama Guru was from Madhvacharya Sampradaya. So many of the Madhvacharya's theories are found in the Madhvacharya sentences, and Madhvacharya's theories are found as it is in the works of Vallabhacharya. For example, this Mahatmya Jnana Purvastu Sudrida Sarvatodikaha Sneho Bhaktiriti Prabhta Taya Muktir Nachanyatha. Madhvacharya has quoted this verse in his Mahabharata Tattvarya. He has not shown any akara, but Vallabhacharya has taken this form, is the same shloka in his Tattvarthati Nibandha, and also many verses from Mahabharata Tattvarya in his Tattvarthati Nibandha. So as they are, and use them to substantiate his philosophy. So the main tenets of Madhvacharya's philosophy or Vallabhacharya's philosophy are in alignment with Madhvacharya's philosophy. That way we can relate ourselves with Vallabhacharya's philosophy as more or less similar to Madhvacharya's philosophy. That's why Shyam Manohar Goswami ji, now the senior most and most learned Acharya of Vallabhacharya Sampradaya, he wrote a shloka few days ago. Ananda Tirtham Tam Naumi Nutane Vatsare Muda Vande Ananda Tirtham Tam Vande Nutane Vatsare Muda Yohi Prag Asmadacharyan Krishna Bhakti Mupadishat. So the tradition of Krishna Bhakti comes from Madhvacharya. In this way, there is a very much relation between the two sampradayas, and most importantly, Madhvacharya's avatara is also accepted by Vallabhacharya as authentic one. To quote him, Purna Bhagavadiyaye Shesha Vyasagni Marutaha Jadanarada Maitradhyaha Te Samudra Prakirtitaha Loka Veda Gunayir Mishra Bhave Naikam Harer Gunan Varanayanti Samudraste Ksharadhyaha Shat Prakirtitaha Gunatītataya Shuddhan Sachidananda Rupinaha Sarvena Sarvaneva Gunan Vishnuh Varnayanti Vichakshanaha Te Amritoda Samakhyatha Tadvak Panam Sudurlabham Tadashanam Kuchitvakyam Dutanam Eva Varnitam Ajamila Karananavata Bindupanam Prakirtitam. So these Acharyas, the Shesha Avatara, Shesha Sankarshana, and Vyasa is Sakshat Narayana himself, and Agni is the Vallabhacharya himself, Maruta is Vayu Purana Bhakta, Madhvacharya, Vayu or his avatara, Madhvacharya, and Narada himself as the avatar of Narada has descended as the Chaitanya here, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu here. So the Sheshavatara Ramanujacharya, Vyasa Avatara Vishnu Swamiji, and Vayu Avatara Madhvacharya, Agni Avatara Mahaprabhu Vallabhacharya, Jadabharata Avatara Sri Ramananda, Narada Avatara Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Sanakadi Avatara Sri Nimbarkacharya. These are all very important Acharyas of the Sampradaya. That's why he has made it clear. Te Amritoda Samakhyatha Tadvak Panam Sudurlabham. These are all like Amrita Samudras. It is very, very important to understand their wordings and their teachings. Tadashanam Kuchidvakyam Dutanam Vivaranitam Majayamila Karananavatu Vindupanam Prakirtitam. Sometimes we hear one or two of the their teachings, but it is like a very big ocean of Amrita Sagara. Vallabhacharya himself has claimed that he is the avatar of Agni, but he has also made clear that all these Acharyas are avatar of different devatas. So there is no much difference between the teachings of these Acharyas. That is the most important thing. And it seems, and it is the way we understand, we see the different aspects of Vaishnava philosophy. Whereas Madhvacharya himself, he was born in Karnataka, and most of his followers, they are in Karnataka and also some parts of Andhra Pradesh and Maharashtra. But this is the one regional limitation that we have. Whereas Ramanujacharya's followers, they are mostly in the Tamil Nadu and parts of Andhra and also Karnataka, but it is the later spread. So these different Acharyas, and the same manner, Nimbarkacharya was born in Maharashtra. But some of the parts of Maharashtra, still there are many Nimbarkacharya's followers, and there are many other followers in Rajasthan and all other places, Madhya Pradesh and all other places. Whereas Vallabhacharya's philosophers, their followers, they are in Maharashtra, Gujarat, Rajasthan, and also Uttar Pradesh and many other places. And Chaitanya Sampradaya followers are there in Vrindavan and all other places, and also especially in the Vangadesha. So yes, Ramanandacharya's followers, they are there in the Uttar Pradesh, Ayodhya and all other places. So it is not something accidental that these Acharyas' teachings are there in different parts of India. It must be something divine logic to spread the Vaishnava philosophy in different areas. It is not possible to have one philosophy all over India. It is not one India, one election. It cannot happen. But philosophy is too intimate. One has to accept the philosophy because of his inclination towards different acharyas, and then only these things will happen. The Islam spread all over the world because of the power of the sword, and the Christianity, it is spreading, and they are spreading it on the power of money. It is not our Indian philosophy. The Vaishnava Dharma is not like that. It is the natural inclination towards these philosophies. The natural bhakti, that only guarantees or places you in the pedestal of the feet of a guru, and then only will be able to understand what is the thing, and you follow the path of sadhana. Always there are daityas are always in huge number. Jayasa Hyasuraha, Kaniyasaha Suraha. Devatas, Daivi Sampat is always in very less number. That's why Pandavas had only 7 Akshoni, whereas this Kauravas had 11 Akshoni Sainya. So always it is the Mukti Yogyas are very less in number. So this spread is also not very huge. So this is that's why natural inclination of each and every jiva that pushes them to feet of acharyas and pushes them to the path of sadhana. In that way, these things happen. So we need not worry about the lack of numbers. It is individual sadhana. And here, Vallabhacharya's philosophy has made a very strong foray into the people across the sections of society, not only limited to the one section. This philosophy has accepted all as their shishyas and paved the way of Krishna Bhakti, Krishna Prema, and paved the way of moksha for each and everybody. So it's on this very auspicious occasion of the Vallabhacharya's Jayanti. It is our namaskaras to this great Acharya who has spread the Vishnu Bhakti, Krishna Bhakti all over India. And because of its special affiliation or relation with Madhva Sampradaya, we thought it is our duty to speak on this great Acharya and offer our homage to him. With these few words, I conclude my speech on Vallabhacharya. So sorry for the disturbance in between. I hope there is no much question, because is there anything from the YouTube?
No, sir, there is no one asking the questions.
So
thank you, sir. It was a wonderful lecture. You reminded that the origin of Vallabhacharya's Bhakti Siddhanta is from Sri Madhvacharya, and also some other profound points. And I hope someone will be very curious about learning Vallabhacharya's philosophy after listening your summary. And now I respectfully invite Vidwan Raghunandan Acharya to share his concluding remarks and offer the formal vote of thanks.
One thing,
yes,
of course, Vallabhacharya himself has made that he is followers of Vishnu Swami Sampradaya also. So there may be influence of different philosophies, but Madhvacharya's philosophy, influence of philosophy is very much evident in his works. Whereas we don't have much evidence of Vishnu Swami Sampradayas. Vishnu Swami works are not available to us. In that way, maybe influenced, but one thing is very perplexing. Though Vallabhacharya himself was very much concerned, acquainted with Madhvacharya's works, he has used them liberally. But his bhashya is not, is in the traditional way of like Shankaracharya, not in the Advaita philosophy, but the way of interpretation is more traditional.
And I have one question though. I have one question. Is Vallabhacharya acknowledged that he inspired by Madhvacharya?
He has not said it openly, but as I quoted now, Tadvakpanam Sudurlabham. That is one thing. Apart from him, apart from these things, he has made use of Madhvacharya's different works in his Subodhini and also in all other works. So he need not speak separately.
Okay. Okay.
No. He wanted to have different kind of approach towards other things. So he has made his Vallabhacharya Sampradaya. Though I wanted to speak about the way Tattvamasi and all other things are there, and Sakara Brahmavada, especially, we need to understand Sakara Brahmavada. So, what is the difference between Madhvacharya and Madhvacharya's view of Jivas and Vallabhacharya's view of Jivas? Madhvacharya, there are three kinds of Jivas. Muktas and Mukti Yogyas and Nitya Samsaris and Tamo Yogyas. It is found in Vallabhacharya also. If I quote one, Bhrantaye te nisarga tridasha riputaya keval andhan tamogaha. So there are, he has made it clear that many people are destined towards andhan tamas. So in that sense, the Sakara Brahmavada, Brahman himself is taking the ways of different jivas. It can be understood by us as it is not about the Swarupa Amsha, it is Vibhinna Amsha. So they may have their own destination. They may reach him at the end, but they are different. So Madhvacharya has made it clear, the Swarupansha and Vibhinnamsha. Jivas are Amsha, of course. Amsho Nana Vipadeshat, Anitha Chapitashakitavadittam Adhyata Eke is there in Brahma Sutra. In that way, we can understand, and it is the way of understanding this Jagat also. Brahman is there everywhere. Without Brahman, nothing can happen. So,
Acharya, there is one question from YouTube. Raghunandana will read that.
Sir,
Sir.
someone is asking Madhvacharya accepted Varnashrama Dharma, but ISKCON not accepted.
So we are speaking about Vallabhacharya and Madhvacharya. Madhvacharya has accepted Varnashrama Dharma very strictly. So this the stance of Vallabhacharya is all Acharyas, they accept Varnashrama Dharma. Especially if we take the founder of Chaitanya Sampradaya, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is also very staunch follower of the Varnashrama Dharma. And all his, except the few people, all other followers of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they also accept Varnashrama Dharma. They follow them without any deviation. In Vrindavan and all other places, Jaipur and all other places, there are many followers. So there is no question of deviation from the Varnashrama Dharma.
Okay, on behalf of Sri Purna Pragna Samshodhana Mandira and Sri Vallabhacharya Vidyapita, hello all. It's my privilege to propose the vote of thanks for this enlightening lecture on Sri Vallabhacharya and his philosophy of Krishna Bhakti. We offer our heartfelt gratitude to our revered speaker, Acharya Veeranarayana Pandurangi, whose profound scholarship and lucid presentation have beautifully unfolded the essence of Sri Vallabhacharya philosophy. His insights into Krishna Bhakti and the path of grace have deeply inspired and enriched all of us. We express our sincere appreciation to both organizing institutions to their dedicated efforts in promoting Sanskrit studies, preserving the rich philosophical traditions of our heritage. We also extend our thanks to all respected scholars, guests, and participants whose presence made this session meaningful and successful. Our special thanks go to the volunteers and technical team for ensuring the smooth conduct of this program. May the wisdom shared today continue to guide and inspire us in our spiritual and intellectual pursuits. Thank you all.
Hare Rama,
Hare Rama.
Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Hare. Shri Krishna Arpanamastu.